The movie starts with three friends named Sam, Matt, and Zane. The three of them are going on a trip to a wellness resort on a remote island in the ocean. It turns out that Matt and Zane planned this trip for Sam because he just got separated from his wife, Eden, and they want to help him get out of the sadness he's in. At the same time, Reese, the owner of the resort, is standing with a guy named Lewis, and we find out here that Lewis is an inspector from the Environmental Protection Agency. Lewis tells Reese that they've received a lot of complaints from people who stayed at Reese's resort because they got skin diseases after swimming in the sea. So, Reese tries to deny that, and he tells Lewis that the beach water at the resort is clean and doesn't contain any harmful substances. But it's clear Lewis doesn't believe what Reese is saying, and he gives him a box that contains chemicals to test the water. He advises him to test the seawater every day to keep the resort guests safe. Then, Lewis leaves, but Reese doesn't care at all about what he said and throws the box on the ground. In another area of the resort, we see two resort employees in the sea trying to catch fish for lunch for themselves and the rest of their coworkers. But they're surprised that the fish suddenly disappeared from the water for no reason. Suddenly, a giant and scary-looking shark comes out of the water and sprays the workers with a sticky green substance. Then, it attacks them and eats them one by one. At the same time, Reese comes back to the resort and meets two employees named Jess and Aaron. We find out Jess is a medic, and Aaron is the resort's manager. Jess and Aaron tell Reese that their coworkers who went to fish didn't come back. So, Reese asks Jess to take a boat and go look for them. Then, we go back to Sam, who's walking on the beach with his friends. Sam gets shocked when he sees his ex-wife, Eden, who turns out to be at the same resort. Eden realizes that her friends Kendra and Gabby convinced her to come on this trip just to meet Sam. And it turns out that Kendra and Gabby really did this, in agreement with Zane and Matt, and they all want Sam and Eden to get back together. But Eden doesn't like what happened and starts fighting with Sam, accusing him of trying to get close to her to make up. But Sam denies that and tells her he didn't even know she was here, and if he had known, he wouldn't have come. Eden gets mad and wants to leave the resort, but Kendra and Gabby refuse to go. Zane steps in and convinces Eden to stay at the resort, and he makes a deal with Sam that he'll stay away from any place where Eden is. Everyone likes the idea and agrees to it. After that, Reese gathers all the resort guests, welcomes them, and wishes them a pleasant stay. After a little while, Jess goes to ride a boat and look for his coworkers, but he finds out the boat is broken. He tries to fix it, but suddenly the shark comes and hits the boat from under the water. Jess falls inside the boat and looks into the water to see what hit the boat, but he doesn't find anything. Jess gets scared by what happened and decides to go back to the resort. At that time, Eden is sitting with Kendra on the beach, and Kendra notices that Eden is wearing a bracelet on her hand. Eden tells her that this bracelet has a magnet, and she explains that when the magnet mixes with seawater, it sends out certain magnetic waves, and those waves make sharks stay away. We find out here that Eden is an expert in marine science, and we also learn that she's afraid of sharks. That's why she wears the bracelet on her hand all the time. At that moment, their friend Gabby is swimming in the sea, and Eden and Kendra get shocked when they see two guys carrying Gabby and bringing her out of the water. They run to her quickly and discover that she's injured in her legs. Eden comes to check what happened and asks the guys to take Gabby quickly to the resort clinic. In another spot, one of the resort employees is walking on the beach, riding a horse. Suddenly, the shark comes out of the water and eats her. In the clinic, Jess starts checking Gabby's injury, and she tells him that she felt something grabbing her legs. Jess reassures her and says it might be a jellyfish or coral. Then Jess starts treating her wound. Eden wants to stay with Gabby, but Gabby refuses and asks her to go with Kendra and enjoy their time. So Kendra takes her friend Eden, and they go play a bit on the beach. Then, Jess goes to Aaron and tells her that their coworker took the horse to walk by the sea and hasn't come back yet. Jess is worried about how their coworkers are suddenly disappearing like this, but Aaron calms him down and tells him they're on a big island and their coworkers probably just went for a walk and will be back soon. In another part of the island, a group of guests is doing yoga. After they finish, they go swim in the sea, but the shark comes out of the water and sprays them with a sticky substance and then wipes them all out. At the same time, Jess is walking on the beach with his coworker and their colleague Hayden. They're looking for their coworkers who went missing. Suddenly, they find a phone cable strangely cut, and they get really upset because that cable connects them to the main shore. They're confused about how the cable got cut like that, so they keep going until they find the chemical testing box. They keep it, then continue searching for their coworkers until they find someone's arm on the beach. They all freak out and rush back to the resort. Somewhere else on the island, the shark attacks 3 surfers and eats them. At that moment, Jess gets back to the resort and tells Aaron and Reese what happened. Aaron gets terrified by Jess's words because there's only one explanation. there's a shark in the water attacking people. That means they need to warn everyone at the resort quickly. Jess gives Reese the chemical box he found, and Reese puts it on the shelf. Then he responds to what Aaron said and tries to calm her and Jess down. He's also looking at the situation from a business point of view, and he tells them that if news of a shark spreads, the resort will lose a lot of money. But Jess and Aaron understand that people's lives are way more important than money. So Reese agrees to let them go and warn the people not to enter the water, but he tells them not to mention the shark and just say that the water has toxic substances, and that's it. At that moment, Sam and his friends are playing tug of war, and Eden and Kendra are with them. Suddenly, they all freak out when the shark comes out of the water in front of them. As usual, it sprays them with a sticky substance, then attacks violently and eats people. They all get out of the water, totally shocked and terrified. That's the same time Jess and Aaron arrive, and they're stunned by what just happened. Jess discovers that everyone who got hit by the substance sprayed by the shark got sick and passed out. Jess and Reese try to check on their condition. At that moment, Sam is standing with Eden to be close to her, since she and her friend Kendra are super scared. He looks anxious and worried for his life after what just happened. Aaron tries to send a distress message to the Coast Guard, but she finds out that all the lines are cut. She asks Reese to find a way to evacuate the people from the island immediately. Then, Eden and the others head to the clinic to check on Gabby, but they find her in terrible shape. Her body is shaking violently, and she keeps saying weird, unclear things. Jess guesses that her wound got infected by the seawater, since the water is full of that toxic substance the shark keeps spraying. Because of that, the injury affected her mental state. Right then, Aaron comes in, and they ask her to help transfer Gabby to a hospital immediately. Aaron tells them that communications are down, and she can't reach any hospital right now. So, Sam suggests that they take Gabby to the hospital themselves. That's when Reese walks in and tells them they can use the boats at the resort. But Jess reminds him that the resort only has 2 boats, and one of them is already broken. Even so, they decide to take Gabby using that boat to the main shore and from there, get her to the hospital and ask for help for everyone on the island. They all move toward the boat, but then Gabby bites Jess's arm and suddenly turns into a zombie. She starts attacking anyone in front of her. Gabby tries to go after Eden, but Sam stops her and keeps pushing her away. Suddenly, the shark jumps out of the sea and eats Gabby. At that moment, Reese drives the boat and Kendra is with him. She asks him to go back and get the rest, but he yells at her to shut up and tells her he's going to get help and come back for them. Suddenly, the boat engine breaks down. Reese tries to fix it, but the shark jumps out of the water and eats him. Right then, the boat's engine overheats badly, catches fire, and explodes. The explosion blows up the whole boat. Eden breaks down from what happened and can't process the idea of losing her best friends all at once. Suddenly, she jumps into the water and says she's going to save Kendra. Sam jumps in after her, trying to stop her because he thinks she's having a breakdown and imagining things. But Eden turns out to be right because they see Kendra in the water coming toward them. They swim to her quickly and help her out of the water. It turns out Kendra jumped into the sea right before the boat exploded. They take her quickly and return to the clinic. There, they discover Kendra is injured in her shoulder, so Jess treats her wound quickly. But they're shocked to see Kendra starting to act just like Gabby did when she was infected. At that moment, Aaron walks out and tells everyone at the resort to go back to their rooms until they figure out a way to evacuate them off the island. After that, Aaron goes back to the clinic and talks with the others about their current situation. Jess tells her that things are bad and they have no way to reach the main shore or ask for help. She reminds him that there's still 1 boat left at the resort, but he tells her it's broken and needs someone to fix it. That's when Sam says he has experience fixing boats and can try to repair it. At the same moment, Leo and Hayden walk in and tell them they need someone to come with them to fix the phone cable. They all agree that Zane will go with them, while Sam, Jess, and Aaron will go try to fix the boat. Eden stays with her friend Kendra to take care of her. But when Zane goes with Leo and Hayden, the shark attacks them and eats Leo. Hayden shoots the shark with an arrow and hits it. Zane tries to do the same, but instead of hitting the shark, he accidentally hits Hayden in the leg with an arrow. Hayden screams in pain, and Zane runs to her, apologizes, and quickly gets her out of the water. Meanwhile, Eden is looking for something to give Kendra to help her sleep and rest. She accidentally finds a box of chemicals. Since Eden is a specialist, she understands that this substance is used for testing seawater. She takes the box and heads to the ocean to find out what's causing the problem. At the same time, Sam discovers that the substance the shark sprays in the water has caused corrosion to the boat's body. He starts trying to fix the damage. But suddenly, Jess turns into a zombie because of Gabby's bite and attacks Aaron, throwing her into the water. Then he attacks Sam, trying to bite him. Sam defends himself and keeps fighting Jess with all his strength. At that moment, Aaron gets out of the water and attacks Jess, hitting him in the head until he passes out. They tie Jess up and bring him back to the clinic, but they're shocked to find that Eden and Kendra aren't there. At the same time, Zane and Hayden arrive at the clinic too. Erin is shocked when she hears that the shark ate their friend Leo. Zane is also shocked to see Jess tied to the chair and gets scared when he finds out Jess turned into a zombie. In the middle of all that, Hayden asks them to treat her. Zane goes to her and holds her tight so Erin can pull the arrow out of her leg, because they have no other option. Meanwhile, Eden is by the ocean testing the water and discovers it really is full of toxic substances. She decides to go into the water and approaches the shark in a strange way. The shark keeps getting closer like it's going to eat her, but suddenly it swims away. At that exact moment, Sam arrives and pulls Eden quickly out of the water. As soon as they get to the shore, Sam is confused by what Eden just did. She explains that she discovered the seawater got poisoned by the waste dumped by ships, and that poisoned the shark too, turning it into a weird kind of shark that constantly releases a toxic substance from its body. Sam asks her why she got close to the shark. Eden tells him that her bracelet has a magnet, and she wanted to see if the shark would react to the magnetic field. Sam yells at her, saying it was reckless and that he was really scared for her. That's when Eden realizes Sam still cares. She apologizes for the misunderstanding between them, and Sam apologizes too. They decide to get back together. Then, Sam takes her to the clinic, and Eden tells Zane and Aaron about what she discovered. After that, Sam decides to take Zane and go fix the boat, while Eden and Aaron go search the resort for Kendra. Zane and Sam manage to fix the boat and start testing it on the water. But the shark comes and hits the boat from underneath, making Zane fall into the water. The shark swims right past him, but doesn't eat him. Zane quickly swims back to the boat, and Sam pulls him out of the water. Then they head back to the island before the shark attacks them again. Zane was injured in his leg and bleeding, and we find out the shark hit him with its fin when it got close to him underwater. The problem is the shark is chasing the boat and hits it hard, breaking the motor. In that moment, Zane and Sam get ready for the shark's attack, but it doesn't happen because the shark swims away. On the island, Jess wakes up and manages to free himself. He gets up and attacks Hayden, biting her. At the same time, Eden is with Irene, looking for Kudra. Eden passes by the yoga room and goes inside to grab the magnets they use in therapy. She explains to Irene the purpose of the magnets and says they'll help keep the shark away. But once they leave the room, they freak out when they find Kudra standing in front of them after turning into a zombie. Suddenly, Kudra and the rest of the resort guests, who are now all zombies, attack them. They run as fast as they can until they reach the ocean. Zane and Sam see them and call out to them. Eden and Irene have no choice but to jump into the sea. Right then, the shark shows up and attacks all the zombies one by one, finishing them off. That gives Eden and Irene the chance to reach the boat. Zane and Sam help them up quickly. Sam manages to start the boat again, and they head for the main shore. But the engine overheats and catches fire. They all act fast and put out the fire with water before it explodes. Coincidentally, the boat stops in the exact spot where the other boat exploded earlier. Irene tells them that boat had a flare gun inside. So, Eden decides to dive in and look for the gun. Turns out, she has a plan to get rid of the shark. But Sam refuses to let her dive alone and insists on going with her. She agrees, and they tie the magnets to their legs before diving to make sure the shark stays away. Then, they both jump in and start searching for the gun. Meanwhile, Zane has turned into a zombie and attacks Irene, trying to bite her. But Irene hits him with a paddle and knocks him into the water. The shark immediately shows up and eats him. Eden and Sam find the box with the gun, grab it, and quickly get out of the water. But they're upset when they hear what happened to Zane. Eden reacts fast, knowing the shark will attack them. She gives Sam the gun and tells him there are only 3 bullets, and he needs to focus and hit the shark right. But unfortunately, Sam hits the boat instead, and the bullet falls into the water. He loads the second bullet into the gun. As soon as the shark gets close, he shoots but misses again. The shark keeps coming and hits the boat really hard. Irene loses her balance and falls into the sea. Eden gives Sam the bag with the magnets and tells him to throw it at the shark to drive it away. Sam waits for the perfect moment, and when the shark jumps out of the water, he throws the bag into its mouth. Because of the magnets inside, the shark becomes disoriented and starts thrashing around wildly. It ends up leaping onto the boat and destroys it completely. Luckily, Sam and Eden are unharmed. Eden takes the chance and uses the last bullet to shoot the shark. She hits it perfectly, and the shark explodes and dies. After that, they use the boat remains and swim until they finally reach the main shore. But Sam and Eden are shocked to find out that Irene was bitten and has turned into a zombie. And that's where the movie ends. See you in the next recap. If you're vibing with the video, make sure to slam that like and spill your opinions and comments. I'm hyped to read them. And yo, gotta subscribe so you catch all the straight fire recaps coming soon.